I was going to throw this into my building guide for FaZe, but with the amount of people asking me how the hell do I deal with FaZe, I thought I'd put it into a separate video so I could cover more points. FaZe has only been out for around 24 hours, and so countering her is still quite difficult, and I suspect over time we'll learn more about what we should be doing, but there's still a lot you can do to shut down teams that run FaZe. First and foremost, a lot of games are won and lost in the drafting phase, especially in solo queue. If you draft better than the enemy team, you're more than likely going to win, barring any silly mistakes or throws. With FaZe being the first support to not have access to the order affinity, it opens up the doors to heroes like Aurora and Faye, whom you would usually attempt to counter with Purity that you would run on your support. This means that either someone else will have to run Purity, most likely the offlaner, and again you're forcing them to invest 8 points into countering your Faye on Aurora, while your offlaner doesn't have to build such an expensive item, giving them an advantage when they're 1v1 with the enemy offlaner. It also reduces any split pressure the enemy offlaner was hoping to apply, because he needs to always be in teamfights to use Purity. Now Purity did get nerfed and it's not as vital as it once was, so Aurora and Faye are still quite useful if you can keep track of the cooldown on Purity. Secondly, I personally think focusing FaZe is better. Prior to her release, you would always prioritize the carry when ganking or in teamfights, but with FaZe being a carry's lifeline, I find it in most cases better to take her out. And now I'm not saying you should ignore the carry completely. If the carry is out of position and you can take him or her out before FaZe can save her, then go for it. But in general, if you can take out the FaZe, you've already given your team a huge bonus. And what I find is if you can take out FaZe, then you can most likely take out the carry. But if you take out the carry first, or you try to take out the carry, you're usually not as successful as you would be if you went for the FaZe first. It's also useful to track the cooldowns of FaZe, so once she pulls, you know that she can't pull anyone again for X seconds depending on her level, and so now would be a good time to engage, and the same goes for her blind. This is just a general tip. You should be tracking the cooldowns of any hero like Deca Stun, Rampage Rock, Greystone Ultimate, just cooldowns that you can easily keep track of. Thirdly, FaZe's health regeneration is pretty insane. With cards like Cast Converter, she offers her carry great sustain throughout the early to mid stages of the game, especially when they haven't built lifesteal, so picking cards to counter this is definitely worthwhile. A card that you might consider is Thick Blood, which reduces all healing by 40% for 4 seconds on hit with ability. The card is universal, so I recommend at least someone picking it up on your team, maybe your mid laner, off laner or jungler. I personally think FaZe is a bit too strong of a support, and I highly suspect that Epic will nerf her, but these are some of the ways that I've managed to deal with her so far. You almost always need a FaZe to allow your carry to even fight the enemy FaZe and carry, which really doesn't say much to be honest, but with what I mentioned above, that should definitely help you. FaZe basically babysits players, and while Revenant is a hero that punishes players out of position, FaZe essentially saves them. Also, cards like Hunter's Gals and ones with cleanses allow you to remove the root from her slow, which has an insane range, but I haven't figured out if it actually removes the blind. If you know, let me know down below. I hope you enjoyed this short video. I'm testing out a load of new decks from patch 40, so I hope to have some more building guides out for you guys soon. Smash that thumbs up button if you enjoyed, and until next time guys, peace.